Disaster in Hangtown. Hey everybody, Walter Wanders, buckle up, strap in. We got a hard-hitting pull, no punches, no sugarcoating it, no rainbows, no sunshine. It's going to give it to you straight. We got a good one to unpackage today. Welcome to the show. I hope everybody's doing great. So disaster in Hangtown. That was a disastrous race. So much to unpackage today as we take a look at the good, the bad, and maybe even a little bit of the ugly.
No, Walty, not the ugly, only rainbows and sunshine.
No. We got to uncover this for what it really is. And friends, that race was disastrous for the industry. The industry took a really big hit. First of all, let's just tackle the elephant in the room. I was going to say the chosen one, the wonder boy, the Moto Messiah, but I feel really, really bad for Jetson because that was a massive, massive blow. And while I wanted to see somebody rise up, which we did, I wanted to see a battle. And we've talked about this on this show, and I'm sure many other shows. Nobody beats Jett except Jett, and Jett beat himself in Hangtown. And that was an ugly, ugly crash, friends. I mean, let's just not sugarcoat it. That was violent. It was, I mean, if you really slow it down and take a look, at what his head did, it got rung really hard. He really had no business getting back on that bike, and he was clearly not in good shape for the second moto. And I'm not so sure how much of it was the body and how much was actually the head. The brain was traumatized. And like I said, man, as much as we've put Jetson under the microscope because he's just the emerging star and he's owned the industry and the industry owns him to an extent, I wouldn't be surprised at this point if we see this week Jetson, he should really take some time off, in my opinion. Like, he's definitely needs to go through some thorough testing. And I'm sure the industry, here's the thing, Honda has got their ace in the hole with Hunter. They almost need to sit Jetson at this point. And as much as I would hate to see it, I'm actually really concerned for this dude's well-being. That was an ugly crash, a violent crash, and I know the industry has gone all in on Jetson and even Honda. I mean, they've spent a lot of money, this whole new format and direction. It all ties in with also a generational talent being part of the equation. And that part of the equation just got removed in Hangtown. That was a really, really bad look. So stay tuned, because I mean, it just would not shock me if we get news that Jetson's got to sit out maybe a few rounds, around a season. Like, I don't know. Now, if I was a betting man, I'll say he's probably going to be back. But we got to see what happened. Do you guys remember the catapult? Chad Reed, when he did the catapult crash, and he was just never, ever the same after that one. And it wasn't so much even the bodily harm that happened with the crash. It was almost the mental harm that went along with that crash for Chad Reed. That was a big, scary crash. And that was a big, scary crash that Jetson had. So I think it's going to be physical, psychological, and a mental component can clearly come to fruition with Jetson. So thoughts and prayers to Jetson, man. It is not the way we wanted to see you get beat, dude. I mean, it makes it a little more interesting, but to be quite honest, I would rather see Jetson go out and dominate the rest of the season than have him have to sit out or somehow he comes back, but he's not on his A game anymore, and then Sexton gets it gifted to him. Just like, I think, what was it, a few years ago? I think it was maybe the Dunge when Villapoto or somebody went out, and it was basically just like gifted to him. It was kind of like Chase Sexton when Eli went out, kind of gifted to him. I don't want to see Chase get another asterisk next to his name if he gets this championship because Jetson wasn't there. Now, while that's a wobbly excuse or an asterisk because you've got to be in it to win it, it's still something that's clearly, clearly is going to be talked about, right? And I'm sure there's a lot of money to be made, and I'm sure Chase is thrilled to death that he's going to be the guy to beat. But it could be a runaway season now, like with Chase. I mean, Chase, we've got to hand it to him. I'm really bummed that Jetson went out, because I think had he not gone out, there's a good chance that he still would have won, but Chase would have been probably one, just like we saw in Paula, get close to Jetson at the end and make it interesting. That's the type of speed that Chase showed.
What's up, Balti? I went full beast mode.
So when you go from worst to first, and I'm going to give that shout out to Weege because I believe he called that tagline or catchphrase on the television broadcast with our good friend Bubblicious.
What's up, guys? It's your boy JS7. How you guys like me on the TV broadcast? Do you guys want Ricky back or leave me in? Leave it in the comments below.
Worst to first. I mean, that was a beast mode style charge for sure. But make no mistake about it. I've said this before in previous shows. Had that been Jetson, just a simple washout in turn one or first lap, I believe Jetson could have came back and did the exact same thing that Chase did. In final thoughts, I come to you as a friend, as a content creator, as a moto guy who wants to see you not only win on the track, off the track. Understand the waters you're swimming in now, shark infested. Hangtown, welcome to the swimming pool. That was a disaster on many levels, and we just scratched the surface. Man, how about the privateer? Was it Jorgensen or somebody? Footage comes out of him going off the track and creaming. One of the Barak Suzuki's mechanics, as Suzuki didn't have enough problems. Now one of their mechanics gets ran over. Insanity. You can't even make this stuff up. I can't wait till next weekend, but in the meantime, I'll be here to blow the lid off it every step of the way. Because it's not only what we need, it's in fact what we deserve. If you appreciate the content, I want to humbly ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Social media link in the description of this video if you'd like to follow me there, along with links to channels I've appeared on I think you might enjoy. If you enjoyed this video, you're going to love the next video, and there's an easy subscribe icon for your convenience. As always, thank you for your time. Don't go over the bars. God bless. I'll see you on the next video.